All right, we are back with another pick'em video, and today we got a huge slate of NBA. Hopefully that just means some more value, and we're going to jump into the hit rates, the matchups, the projection models, all those different things that go into making good plays, and ultimately going to bring you guys 4 or 5 plays, depending on if anything gets taken off as I'm doing this video. If you're new around here, though, definitely go ahead and subscribe, leave the video a like, comment something down below. We're just going to jump right into things today. All right, so jumping into the PrizePicks desktop screen here. First of all, if you're not on PrizePicks, use code RichPicks when signing up and bet $5, and they're going to load your account up with $50 instantly, which is a pretty sweet deal. And also, if you use my code, comment something down below and let me know, and I'll get you into my Discord, my community that I've been growing, for a free month. So it's a win-win-win when you want to do that. But let's talk about Terry Rozier, who's going to be our first play here at 3.5 rebounds. We went to him, I think maybe in last video, for his rebounds and assists, but now we got his rebounds line at 3.5. And obviously, I'm really liking the hit rate here. But going up against Phoenix, a team that I think should be a close game, that just means more minutes on the floor for Rozier, and hopefully you can just cash us with 4 or 5, whatever amount over that 3.5 mark. Let's go to Outlier. Outlier is also a partner of the channel. If you want to check out Outlier for a free week, you can use my link in the description down below. It tells them that I sent you there, and also, again, I'll give you a free week of my Discord, so kind of a win-win there, and you're going to see how powerful this tool is if you haven't seen me use it already. It's freaking awesome. So for 2024 as a whole, 5 of 6 games he's gone over this line. The game that he missed was against Washington. That was a huge blowout. You'll see his minutes. We're still at 31, but only got 3 rebounds there, but consistently cashing on his newer team, obviously traded last year at like the halfway point, but now he's had a whole offseason and pretty acclimated with these guys. Dating back to last year, obviously on some games on Charlotte, 57% hit rate. A lot of the green here is actually coming when he was on the Miami Heat, which I do like to see. We can actually go in and see games he's played with, Bam Adebayo, games with Jimmy Butler, games with Tyler, Hero. Those are going to be the big 3 guys. And 5 of 10 games in those from last year. But again, dating to this year, he's been crushing this line consistently. Now he's got Phoenix, who allows a whole bunch of rebounds, 21st ranked in the league. And we go to the head-to-head last year, did go over in 1 game and under in 1 game. So something to think about. But again, consistency for this year, he's been cashing when he gets the time on the floor, which has been very consistent throughout the start of the season. So Terry Rozier looking pretty good. It's not just like what I'm thinking. What about the hit rates? Sometimes the hit rates don't mean a whole lot, honestly. But the market value also likes this one at 3.5. This is DG Fantasy, another partner of the channel. It's going to point out market value for us, so it's integrated with all these different betting apps. And we got Terry Rozier, 3.5 rebounds right on top. 53.35% chance to hit. Why is that? All these other sportsbooks that have his line at 3.5, very heavily favored to go over here. I bet the unders are probably, plus money plays are much, bigger payouts because they think the over is a little bit more likely to happen, which I do like to see. You can dive a little bit deeper and get an average sportsbook odds here, minus 129 on the over, minus 103 on the under. So again, taking into account all these different data points, every book that's on this is heavily favoring the over for Rozier. Then look at the last thing here, RotoWire projection model. Any of these tools, guys, link in the description. You're going to get some sort of perk for using my code or my link. And RotoWire projection model likes this one as well, 4.23 on a 3.5 line. Again, all we need is 4 for us to cash here. So Rozier, going to be the first play of the game here at 3.5 boards. And let's move along to the next one. And that's going to be Domantas Sabonis here at 20.5 rebounds and assists. Now, I think Sabonis is going to have a great game overall. You could go to his PRA, you could look at just his rebounds, but I landed at rebounds and assists, and I'll kind of dive into why. But again, I don't want to downplay the fact that I think he could dominate overall just because this Toronto team is someone that he definitely has their numbers. Let's look at 2024 as a whole. 3 of 7 games he's gone over this, so not the best hit rate in the world. 2 of these games he did just miss. Now, the Kings obviously have DeMar DeRozan now. Does that mean that Sabonis has the ball in his hands a little bit less? Not really. When you look at the usage, you could also argue, another good guy to get some assists to, driving to the hoop or in the mid-range where DeMar DeRozan kind of lives. So hit rate for this year, not looking amazing. Now, I do want to point out, one of these games, the 30 game, 20 rebounds and 10 assists, that was against this Toronto team. They went to overtime, so you could talk about that, but he absolutely dominated this Toronto team, and that dates back to last year, 26, 27, and 30 rebounds and assists total against this team. And when you think about who's down there for Toronto, whether it's Jakob Poeltl or Kelly Olynyk, there's not a huge defensive presence down there for Sabonis to battle against rebounds wise. And we all obviously all know that Sabonis can also get some assists, 3 straight triple doubles against this Toronto team. So if that's something you want to sprinkle on for plus money, I wouldn't hold you against that. Now let's look at the defensive stats. Rebounds allowed, Toronto actually not giving up a whole ton of rebounds, but they do give up a ton of assists. And then when you look at centers specifically, they do give up a lot of rebounds. So I think this is a great spot for Sabonis as the center on this team. He's going to be the biggest guy on the floor. He's going to be the most skilled big man on the floor by far. And I'm really, really liking what I'm seeing here for him. So let's go to his DG fantasy page. This is kind of showing us, okay, all the plays that are on the board for Sabonis, just because I looked him up. And again, plenty of different ways to go to him. A lot of overs for PrizePicks right now. But again, some of these could get bumped and you might want to pivot. But rebounds and assists, 52.13% chance to hit. All these books heavily favoring the over. FanDuel at -130. I actually just checked and it's plus money on the under, so that's how confident they are in this line. So that's good to see. But again, don't want to shy away from just rebounds, points and assists. You could go to the combo if you think this is going to be another close one for Poeltl and Sabonis. Poeltl's been rebounding really well too. But again, that's why I kind of landed on this rebounds and assists line. And then going into the projection model, they also love this line. 23.26 is their projection on a 20.5 line. So Sabonis hopefully dominates this team again. Again, the best game of his season so far. 20 rebounds and 10 assists, triple-double for him was just a few days ago against this same team. So really liking Sabonis for our second play, and these are probably the top two for me on the day. Then moving along here, I wanted to get something in the best game of the night, probably the 6-1 Warriors going up against the 7-1 Celtics. And obviously the whole stuff over the summer with, Tatum not playing in the Olympics, now going up against Steve Kerr, we could see an explosion from Tatum. Now I wanted to get to Tatum somehow. I was looking at his points. It looks a little bit too high on PrizePicks. You can probably get better value somewhere else. I looked at his rebounds at 7.5. That eventually got bumped to 8. You could look at Tatum's first half points, which I think is landing at 15.5. He's been crushing that line. And again, with the storyline, he's looking pretty good. But what I landed on for the slip and for today is going to be Jrue Holiday at 8.5 rebounds and assists. Now, my last 5 Warriors are going to hate this line. They 8.5, he's only done it once in the last 5 games. And actually looking deeper into it, he's only done it once in the entire season. But dating back to last year, this was his best play on the PrizePicks board right now in terms of hit rate for last year, 69%. There's a reason that this line is sitting at 8.5, and we're going to see in a second that the books are favoring the over on this line. Not always has to do with hit rate like I mentioned all the time. It's other stuff. And when you start thinking about this game, thinking about Jrue Holiday, not really worrying about games against, the Pistons or I guess they actually gave us a run for their money, but, we're bad teams, Washington, the Pistons, these kind of guys, Charlotte, he's not really worried about those teams. He's more worried about playoff potential teams, and the Warriors are looking pretty good. They got a weird rotation going on with everyone playing, but it's translating to wins. So Jrue Holiday, 8.5 rebounds and assists. Let's take a look. So obviously for 2024, we just looked at it. He was only hit it in 1 game this entire season. So again, if you're just the person that looks at hit rates, you don't want to go to this one. But you look a little bit deeper, 69% of hit rate last year, with certain guys off the floor too. You could look at Jaylen Brown being off the floor, still a 67% hit rate. You could look at games without Porzingis and Tatum, 2 of 3 games without Porzingis, 66% hit rate. Then you can start looking at games like, no Porzingis, and they're going to go ahead and win this game by 7 points, which is the spread right now, 75% hit rate. You can talk about this game being at home, a bunch of different things that could go your way in this one that just makes this Jrue Holiday line look more like a 60 to 70% hit rate than a true 50-50 line. So again, not something I'm loving to see for this year in terms of the hit rate. Obviously, 1 of 7 games, but we know he's potential to do this if he really has to dig in. And this is a good game, which I'm expecting it to be. We should see Jrue a whole bunch of minutes. You could see some of these blowouts. He's only playing 22, 23 minutes, so you can throw those games out the window. Considering this one should be close. Given the spread and given the storyline on this one. So Jrue, again, not the most popular pick today probably, but we're going to stick with him at 8.5. Going into the projection, or the market value here, again, there's a reason the lines are favoring the over here with that hit rate for the year. Some books already at 9.5, but all these other books that have an 8.5, favoring the over. Going in the projection model, again, another favorite on the over, 10.78. So they're almost expecting 11 here on an 8.5 line, and we just need 9. So hopefully this one stays close. Again, kind of the game of the night in terms of ratings and such. And again, you put that storyline into it, and hopefully Jrue comes over for us. So not going to be a popular pick for the day, but we're sticking with him for the third play. And then before we jump into the last two picks for the day, I do want to point out that Sleeper has a discount for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander down to 21.5 points. And if you're a new user and you use code RICH when you sign up, you're going to get the Wildcard Wednesday discount, and you're also going to get a free square of some sort as well. So pretty cool time to get on Sleeper. Again, use code RICH when signing up. You could tail this slip exactly. I like Franz going up against Indiana on the under. Has a very good history of going on the under. Paolo Banchero is out. He's going to have the ball in his hands a little bit more, but Indiana doesn't allow a whole bunch of assists. And then you got James Harden at 9.5 assists. He's been crushing it this year. He tells himself that he is a system, and we've seen him from that. His numbers are up, and we know Harden likes his double-doubles, his triple-doubles, so he's going to do anything he can to get those double-digits assists like he's been doing all year. But again, use code RICH when signing up for Sleeper. You're going to get the discount, you're going to get a free square, and you're going to get a $100 deposit match, 100% deposit match up to $100. So if you put $100 in, you're going to start with $200. If you put $10 in, you'll start with 20. So pretty cool deal there. And again, comment down below if you do use my code, because I want to get you a free month of my Discord as well. And we've been attacking Sleeper. They've been really, really good in terms of their discounts. Sometimes we make fun of them, but this year their discounts have hit, I think, the highest rate in terms of all different platforms. So Sleeper's awesome. They're more like a sports book. You're going to get a bunch of different lines that wouldn't be available on something like PrizePicks, which is a fixed payout system. So Sleeper's been awesome. And again, take advantage of that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander line. I think his normal line's at 27.5. So 21.5 should be looking really, really good. And we should have a good game there against OKC and Denver. So yeah, definitely check us out. Use code RICH again when signing up. Get that free month of the Discord. And then lastly, I want to point out Betr. They have a ridiculous value. I've been talking about it all season. But another one that you can use my code, it's RichPicks for Betr. And again, look at all the value here. A ton of different plays that are over a 54% chance to hit. It's because Betr doesn't move their lines quickly enough. So we attack this kind of value all the time on Betr. We've hit a few 10Xs already this season, and they're just something that's been a really, really fun one. So if you haven't heard of Betr, if you haven't tried Betr, if you're on PrizePicks, you're going to like this one because it's very simple, fixed payout system like PrizePicks is. And again, total value on here. You can see green plays, orange plays, yellow plays. That's not something you'll see over on PrizePicks. So code RichPicks when you use Betr, code RICH when you use Sleeper. You're going to get 100% deposit match up to $200 on Betr, and just kind of free money, win-win-win situation. Again, go ahead and get that free month of my community because it's a whole lot of fun in there. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But let's jump into the last two plays for the video. All right, so moving along to our fourth play here, and it's going to be our first under. Jaden Ivy under 4.5 assists. Obviously getting a few more minutes from last year, but Cade Cunningham's back. He's got the ball in his hands a lot, and he stayed under this pretty consistently. So he is a guard. He is going up against Charlotte, but I do like the under. So let's take a look. So Jaden Ivy, assists for 2024, stayed under in 6 of 8 games. This could be a sweaty one. He gets 4 quite often, and obviously crept over there in 2 of those games, but not a guy that's going to go out and usually get 10 assists or so. Now watch him, have a Chris Paul-esque kind of night. But I still like the under here in terms of the hit rate, looking pretty good. Also dating back to last year in terms of his hit rate, 4, 4, and 2, so stayed under in all 3 games against Charlotte. And when you look at the assists allowed, Charlotte, pretty middle of the road, but to guards, they're kind of bottom and third in the league, so they don't allow a whole bunch of assists for guards, so that's something good to see as well. Dating back to last year, obviously Jaden Ivey, you can see his minutes kind of coming into his own, getting a whole bunch more minutes, especially with Cade out last year. But with Cade on the floor, we're going to take a look. He got 28 minutes per game and stayed under in 79% of those games, max being 9. Obviously a couple 0 assist games in here as well. So I do like to see that in terms of games playing with Cade. He doesn't have the ball in his hands a whole bunch to get assists. So considering the hit rate for this year and considering the head-to-head, something I really want to look into. So it's good to see that the market value is favoring this under as well. Not as strongly as some of those other plays, but 52.26% chance on the under. A lot of books minus 130, minus 123. All good points there. So Jaden Ivey, not my favorite play. Don't really love to go to unders, even though some of them have tremendous value. But yeah, looking pretty good against a Charlotte team that gives up a whole bunch of points typically, but not really a whole bunch of assists. So Jaden Ivey on the under. Hopefully Cade has the ball in his hands a whole bunch tonight. And then the last play of the game here is going to be DAngelo Russell, and it's going to be a goblin play, which I don't typically give out because his assist line was at 5.0 and they took it away. So 4.5, we're going to have to live with that, and the payout shift isn't actually horrible here. So DAngelo Russell, 4.5, let's take a look, and it's looking really, really good. So let's take a look at his season so far this year. How about a 7 of 7 games, absolutely dominating. In a lot of these games, the last 4 games, I think he's hit this in the first half. I know he did in at least 3 of the games, hitting this in the first half. So hopefully, something that's not even too sweaty. Dating back to last year, it's not like this is new to him. 72% of games he hit this on the over here. Now, there is a bunch of injury news to talk about. A couple guys, game time decisions. Reeves and D'Lo himself are probable. I assume they'll go out and play. Rui Hachimura is actually a game time decision doubtful, so he might not play. And I know he likes to pass to Rui. I looked at the assist numbers. Who does DAngelo Russell assist to the most? I think it's AD, and then I actually pulled it up. AD, LeBron, and then Rui. So that was something that kind of triggered, oh, maybe he's really assisting Rui and that's going to hurt him. In games without Rui last year, how about a 92% hit rate on this line? So that didn't seem to affect him at all, even if he doesn't go out there and play. If AD doesn't play, I kind of expect that to hurt him a little bit more, but still a 60% hit rate without AD. So hopefully Rui is the only guy that's going to miss tonight. Everyone else is a true game time decision with Reeves and D'Lo looking like they're going to play. So this one looking really, really good. Head to head also looking pretty good. 5, 4, and 10 assists against Memphis. Memphis, a team that doesn't allow a whole ton of assists. Point guards 11th ranked, overall 10th ranked. So bottom third of the league, you could say. But again, D'Lo just been crushing this line. So 4.5 Godlin, I'll take that any day of the week. So that's going to be the 5 plays we gave out today. Again, ton of value out there. I've already posted a sleeper slip, which again, Wildcard Wednesday over on Sleeper. Take advantage of that discount. Use code RICH when signing up. Get into my Discord for free. Win-win-win situation. Definitely take a look at the description of this video as well, because it's going to have a ton of different information on how you guys can get discounts, how you guys can get free trials for some of these tools I use. So if you're interested in any of the stuff we talked about or looked over or used today, hit up those links in the descriptions. But yeah, let's get out of here. Again, like the video, subscribe if you are new, and comment something down below. It's going to tell YouTube to push this thing out there a little bit more. So coming out a little bit later, sorry about that. But again, hopefully we find some winners today and a lot of value out there. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.